Welcome po sa isa na namang bagong episode ng Gabe My Two Cents. I say that as if nakapag-upload na po ako, pero at the time of recording this video, wala pa po tayong na-upload na kahit ano. I'm just trying to imbak. Yes na. I'm trying to imbak as many episodes as I can. Suot ko sa'yo? Suot ko sa'yo to? Ayan! Ayan, go kay mama. So, recently, salamat po pala kay Nix for letting me borrow this camera. We are shooting with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So, baka naman DJI at hindi ko na po kailangan manghiram. So, ito po ang ating setup for today. Salamat, Nix, for letting me borrow your camera. Recently, I shot an episode with Senator Kiko Pangilinan talking about fatherhood. And I just thought it's a good time to also try to expound a little bit more about my thoughts about fatherhood. Credentials ko po ay isang 14-month-old na baby. Natatay na po ako for 14 months. So, I have so much things to learn. I have so much things to know. Napakarami ko pa pong kailangan matutunan, malaman, ma-experience. So, magbibigay po ako ng perspektiba ko patungkol sa pagiging tatay. So, kung sana makatulong to sa inyo kung bago ka din na tatay, kagaya ko. Ito yung mga bagay na natutunan ko. At wala akong ginawang listahan, wala akong ginawang script. So, ginawa ko lang talaga to kasi kung ano yung masasabi ko ngayon, probably yun lang yung kailangan at yun lang yung dapat. At may sinut na ako kanina pero hindi ako satisfied sa kung paano siya na-deliver. So, tatry kong gumawa ulit para i-compare ko kung anong mas gusto kong i-upload. So, gusto ko siyang i-section sa months ng pagiging tatay. And nakakatawa kasi dati iritang-irita ako kapag sinasabi ng mga tao sa akin na sulitin ko daw kasi mabilis lang. Pero mabilis lang talaga siya. I think it's primarily because you get to see life a lot more differently kasi nasa lente na siya ng anak mo. Kasi lahat ng ginagawa, hindi naman sa wala akong ibang ginagawa kundi maging tatay, pero lahat kasi ng ginagawa ko interconnected na siya sa pagiging tatay, if that makes sense. So parang lahat ng desisyon na ginagawa mo, lahat ng bagay na sinasabi mo, lahat ng lugar na pinupuntahan mo, you hope that it's something connected to you trying to be a better father or a better person in general. So, ayun. Number one, na natutunan ko, and ito talaga, very important siya. I think kailangan siyang masama sa podcast na to. And it happens way before your child is born. It's born. No one tells you how expensive. No one tells you enough how expensive it is to be a parent. No one tells you enough. I think people say it in passing na, Gabe, mahal ang maging parent. Napakamahal ang maging magulang. Napakamahal magkaroon ng baby. But I don't think people are aware enough of how expensive everything costs. From the birth of your child, to diapers, to milk, to the things that they need, the things that they want, toys. Yes, baby? Say, Mama. No, say, Mama. Doon ka. Wear mo to. Nag-work lang si Dada. Wear mo to. Go, Mama. Go, Mama. Go ka, Mama. Go. No one tells you how expensive being a parent is. And I don't wanna sound privileged kasi, 'di ba? Kaming dalawang mag-asawa, we worked hard for the things that we have. And I think a lot of people should be aware of how expensive being a parent really is. Hindi po siya biro-biro. It's one of the most, if not the most expensive thing you will ever do. Okay? And we were privileged enough to be working at the time of my wife's pregnancy. Pareho kami nagtatrabaho. So we were able to put in so much financial preparation going into it. Kaya dun sa day ng labor or sa day ng panganganak ng asawa ko, wala na kaming ibang iniisip kung hindi yung safety at kapakanan niya at ng anak ko. And I can't imagine having that much anxiety and having that much stress of thinking about your wife's safety and your daughter's safety, and having to also think about kung saan ka uutang ng pera, kung saan ka kukuha ng pambayad sa ospital, kung saan ospital mo dadalhin ang mag-ina mo. Kasi nakaka-stress isipin na it's a reality for a lot of people na they don't get to pick and choose where they want their wives to give birth to. Hindi nila mapili kung saan kasi kung anong available, kung anong mas mura, kung anong walang bayad. And I think that's a testament of how our healthcare system also fails at that kasi we should be having more. Anak, mahal yung yung fence inaano niya. We're, we should be working towards making it a lot more cheaper, if not free, para sa mga babae sa buhay natin. So, ayun, yun yung I think number one, talaga na pinaka natutunan ko early on. Na if you're not financially prepared, better if wag ka muna mag-aanak. We talk about emotional maturity, we talk about mental maturity, and financial maturity and security often takes a back seat in this conversation, but I think it's one of the most important aspects of being a parent. Kasi kung hindi ka handa financially, affected kasi talaga lahat eh. And I know people say na hindi kailangan mature ka. I know that. People who say that oftentimes have money. Sila yung may pera. Pero kung ikaw, isa kang normal na mamamayan, isa kang normal na citizen, kagaya ko, kagaya namin ng asawa ko, if you don't have the financial preparation to have children, wag muna po kayong mag-aanak. Kasi napakamahal po niya. And not to mention the milk that you're gonna buy on a weekly basis, the diapers you're gonna use on a daily basis. At some point, nung newborn phase ng anak ko, we were using like 8 to 10 diapers a day. Palit lang ng palit. And those go by like so fast. Grabe, napakamahal ng bilihin. And it's not that people are not scaring people enough, but I think we should. Parang kailangan natin takutin yung mga tao sa financial burden ng pagiging magulang. And again, kung gusto mo maging parent, choice mo yan, 'di ba? Choice po namin maging magulang. So, this is not me nagrereklamo. Hindi po ako nagrereklamo. I am telling you what I've learned so that hopefully ikaw din magkaroon ka ng perspective on what to do before you become a parent. Financial preparation, napaka-underrated na aspect niyan. Kasi parang, ready na ako maging magulang. Emotionally ready na ako. Spiritually ready na ako. Physically ready na ako. Tapos, titingnan mo, yung financial preparedness nila, ligwak. So, lahat ng emotional maturity na meron sila, natitesting talaga to the max. Kasi wala silang pambayad sa mga bills na kailangan ba. Tapos vaccines pa. My God, vaccines, I think, ang cost para ipanganak ang anak ko, the same amount na ang nagastos namin sa bakuna. Importante po ang bakuna. Please, get your children vaccinated. Napakalaking peace of mind when they are vaccinated. We have science for a reason. So again, meron naman po tayong mga healthcare centers na nagbibigay ng kaparehong bakuna, pero we opted to pay sa pedia po ng anak namin, and that costs a fortune for a normal family like us. So yun yung number one. Number one, 8 minutes 31 seconds na agad yun. So number two, sleep deprivation. Ayun. If I were to bookmark a moment in our parenthood, it was the 5th and 6th week. That was the hardest. Para sa akin personally, and I think para sa amin. Kasi my wife was recovering from an emergency C-section. So, we had to really lock in. Lalo na yung pamilya ko. I'm so thankful for my mom, for my sisters, for being there nung mga time na yun kasi I wouldn't have done it alone. But I remember being so sleep deprived over that time period. I think having 3 hours of sleep was a gift, and I barely slept. Pero I don't remember being that tired. Parang alam ko sa sarili ko that time pagod na pagod ako, pero ngayon parang hindi ko na siya maalala. Probably because nire-repress na siya ng utak ko. So I think kung meron man akong hindi gustong balikan, yun. When, yes baby, this is a mic. Say tata. I say dada. I say dada. Okay, I think my daughter wants this, so I'm gonna get this. So hahawakan ko na lang to. Oh, ito anak. You want this? Ayan. Okay, go. Lalo na nung nag-colic talaga yung anak namin, that was one of the hardest things kasi our daughter just didn't want to stop crying. Ayaw niyang tumigil umiyak, and there's nothing that you could do with colic. You just let it pass or hopefully change milk. Yun yung ginawa namin. Nagpalit kami ng gatas immediately. So that kind of solved that. Pero ang tagal talaga nung period na yun, yung 2 linggo na yun na halos hindi tumitigil umiiyak yung anak namin dahil sa colic. And it was just so heartbreaking. Kasi hindi mo naman makuhang mainis. Kasi kung siya lang, ayaw niya naman umiyak. Di ba? Hindi niya naman gustong umiyak-iyak ng ganun. Kaso di niya, her tummy wasn't prepared for the harshness of the world. So yun, sleep deprivation, ang natutunan ko dun is that makakabawi ka din. I watched this TikTok once, sabi niya, and it really changed my perspective on things about being a father, even up until now na papunta na sa toddler phase yung anak namin. Sabi niya, your future self is already saying that he wished sinulit niya yung mga oras na bata pa yung anak. And that just broke me into pieces, bro. Parang, oo nga, during moments like that, so doon sa 5th and 6th week, ang nasa isip mo lang, I just want this to be over. I just want this to be done. And again, I've had this epiphany lately na you can only think very, very, very clearly in hindsight. Makikita mo lang ang clarity ng mga bagay-bagay kapag tinignan mo na sila from the past. So I'm trying to have that, I'm trying to adapt that kind of mindset that I'm already living in the future so that I can live in the present. Na my future self thinks this is already done and thinks that sana sinulit ko yung mga oras na to. So I might as well just do that. Sulitin ko na lang yung oras na to ngayon. And trust me, when you adapt that kind of mindset, tapos naging kang mas ultimately present, kakaiba yung, basta kakaiba siya. Kakaiba yung binibigay niyang kalayaan para sa'yo. You get to be a lot more free. Hindi nga natin ito. Kutsara ng anak ko to eh. You get to be a lot more free with how you think and how you feel. Dahil you're not wishing for things to be over as soon as they start. And you're just trying to live in the moment as best as you could. And yun yung isa sa mga bagay na talagang nagbigay sa akin ng tulak. Lalo na, I think, yun nga, number 3 na natutunan ko, it really, 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 really takes a village to raise a child. But in order for you to have a village, you have to be a villager as well. Yes, you have responsibilities. Yes, you have issues in life that you're trying to tackle. You have problems of your own. But if you're not involved with the people that you call your village, parang nakakahiya naman na i-involve mo sila sa village mo kung hindi mo din sila tinutulungan sa mga bagay-bagay na kailangan nila. And it was just so freeing to have a lot of people in our corner who were willing to take part in that village, na papatulong kami sa pagbabantay, papatulong kami sa ganito, sa ganyan, sasamahan namin, gusto lang namin ng bonding, kape. And those are the things that makes life all the more worth it to live. Yes, nak? Dinig niyo ba yung anak ko? So, especially during the 2025 campaign, I was away a lot. Hindi naman ako away a lot like consecutive days, pero kapag wala ako sa bahay, madalas maghapon akong wala. And also now na pumupunta-punta ako sa mga eskwelahan, kapag umalis ako ng isang araw, most likely maghapon na akong wala. Kaya nga kapag maaga ako nakauwi or maaga natapos yung event, masaya kaming dalawa na tao kasi makakauwi ako agad. Di ba? And there's just so much reward in trying your best to go home as best as you could, as fast as you could. And pag uwi mo, maaabutan mo pa yung night routine ng anak mo. Ayun, number 4. Night routine is doable, no? But don't be too hard on yourself and on your baby. Huwag niyo pong ipilit ang hindi kaya. You have to consider your lifestyle, yung oras ng pagtatrabaho niyo, oras ng tulog niyo. You have to consider that. And isa sa mga bagay na natutunan namin is that hindi dapat nag-a-adjust yung lifestyle mo sa baby. You let your baby adjust to your lifestyle. And that's a lot more better for you and the baby. So when we were doing night routine nung mga around 3rd month ng anak namin, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard as well. I think it's 70% our baby being a good kid and 30% us being okay parents. Pero night routine wouldn't work if you're not involved. If hindi kayo involved pareho ng asawa mo. So kayang-kaya siyang gawin only if and only if talagang it's a team thing. Talagang kayong dalawa yung nagtrabaho towards night routine. So for context, our baby sleeps from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. the next morning. Ngayon medyo nilate na namin ng konti kasi summer solstice, so mas mahaba yung araw. Kahit 6 o'clock na may araw pa. So we had to put blinds in our house to darken the house kapag paggabi na to follow her clock. But unfortunately, medyo hirap siyang matulog kapag may araw pa talaga. So we had to move 6:37 para mas maging okay. And she still sleeps through the night. And it's amazing how much freedom you get kapag ni-night routine mo yung anak mo, kapag natutunan niya yung night routine. Kasi siya mismo, kapag malapit na yung oras, ipapakita niya sa yung inaantok na siya. And I think that's super, super helpful for a lot of parents. Ano pa ba? Ano pa ba natutunan ko? Me time. Me time is very important. I think I need to do a better job at this kasi I think I get more me time. Pero hindi siya me time na lumalabas. It's me time work outside. So, early on, sa 4th to 6th month siguro ng anak namin, we were able to equally divide that. Pero ayun nga, ang partnership, pagdating sa ganyan, it's not always going to be super equal. There are days where you just feel very low. There are days where you have to take in all the workload. There are days that your partner needs to take the workload. And that's kind of the beauty of it. Kapag meron kang stability pagdating sa area na yun, na kahit there are consecutive days where you can't put in your 50%, it's just 20, it's just 10, and then your wife takes in the 80, the 90, and then the other day you take the 90, that's what makes it beautiful. Hindi, the partnership will never be 50-50. It's always kung ano ang present need ninyong mag-asawa or anong present need ninyong mag-partner, and I think that's very beautiful. Ngayon kasi hindi na kami nakakapag me time separately kasi lagi na namin kasama yung anak namin. So, sinusulit na din kasi namin yung oras na maging yo, tata, say mama. Mama. Hindi mo sinusubo yan. Salita. Mike yan, Mike. Opya. Oh, it's okay. So, ayun, me time is also important. Try to set schedules kung kaya ninyo. Yeah. Try to set schedules for yourself. Try to set schedules for your wife. Ako napansin ko sa asawa ko, hindi siya magsiset ng schedule para sa sarili niya minsan. So gagawin ko, ako nagsiset ng schedule para sa kanya. Para din, alam mo yun, nakakapagpahinga kayong dalawa. So, kailangan yun. Very important yun. So it's 18 minutes now. I think I needed to provide a little bit more context. Kaya siya hindi nakakapag-set ng oras kasi she doesn't really go out that much. Ayaw niyang lumalabas. So, kung ayaw niya, ikaw na mag-set na, ako na muna dito sa bahay. Labas ka muna, pahinga ka muna. Singap ka ng hangin, basa ka ng libro, pamassage ka. Diba? So, importante po yun. Kung hindi po makapag-initiate ng me time yung partner nyo, kayo na po mag-initiate para sa kanila. Okay? So, ayun. Ano pa ba? Wala na. Ayun. Mahal. Expensive. But it's all the more worth it. Lalo na kapag... Dati hindi ako naniniwala dun sa kapag nakita mo yung anak mo, mawawala yung pagod mo. Pero ngayon gets ko na yun. Literal talaga na nakakawala ng pagod. Ayun. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode kahit maikli lang siya. I don't know what episode this is. Malay mo, ito yung first episode na ma-upload. So, ayun. This is Game My 2 Cents. Hope you enjoyed. Sana, kung meron kayong thoughts about it, let me know. Bye-bye.